Hello folks, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to review a home ultrasonic cleaner that you can use for cleaning your jewelry, and we're going to see how well it works. So I got an email from the company Life Basics a couple months ago asking if I would be interested in reviewing one of their personal ultrasonic cleaners. And if I'm being completely honest, I've never really considered getting a personal ultrasonic cleaner for my body jewelry. Ultrasonic cleaners are machines that use sonic vibrations in water or some form of solution in order to clean debris and biological material and just kind of anything you don't want off of tools, jewelry, things like that. In my career, I've used ultrasonic cleaners for reprocessing tools that we use during piercings. And they work really, really great for that. Just to kind of summarize for folks at home curious, ultrasonic cleaners work through a process called cavitation. In the absolute most simplest terms to describe this, they create sonic vibrations in the water, and these vibrations create teeny tiny little bubbles on the surface of the jewelry or tool or whatever you place in the water. These bubbles form on the surface of the metal. So they form between the metal and whatever is on it. Blood, crusties, gunk, you name it. When those little bubbles pop, they break that stuff off the surface, thus cleaning it. Now, the ultrasonic cleaners I've used at work are strong. If you've ever been in a studio and heard like a very, very annoying, very loud buzzing, like much worse than a tattoo machine, you're probably hearing the ultrasonic cleaner running. These days, I don't even hear it anymore. I tune it out, but boy, the first few times you hear it, it is annoying. Now, I know personal ultrasonics have existed. It's just not ever something I've personally been interested in, and I've heard mixed reviews about how well they work, so I've never purchased one for myself. But when Life Basics reached out and were like, hey, we'll send you one in exchange, we just want you to review it, I was like, sure, why not? So they sent me one, and we're going to take a look at it and talk about it. Now, for what it's worth, I am a little rough on my body jewelry. I'm not always the best at keeping up with cleaning my old healed piercings. I definitely get a little bit lazy, and because I travel so often with work, sometimes it's just not feasible for me to keep my stuff clean as often as I'd like to. So I got sent this ultrasonic back in like December, I think, and I just haven't had time to review it until now. And now, being like early February, I got back from New Zealand like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I was in New Zealand for like 2.5, 3 weeks, out in the middle of the woods, camping, getting up to shenanigans. And I'm gonna be honest, I have not deep cleaned my jewelry since before that trip. So my stuff is pretty gross. On top of all of that, I also have psoriasis, and I tend to get it really bad on my ears in the winter, so I get a lot of like dry skin and skin flakes in the winter, so my jewelry just doesn't look nice this time of year. However, this kind of makes the perfect condition to test how well this ultrasonic is going to work, because my stuff is a little nasty, y'all. So just don't judge me when you look at the stuff that we're cleaning, okay? It wouldn't be a good review video if I didn't have us clean some really dirty pieces so that we can see how well it works. So just shush, okay? But here are some photos of my conch plug. I have a 2-gauge conch in my right ear. And this is the piece on my ear that probably gets the dirtiest and the grossest the easiest. It's a crown set piece, so in between those crown settings, like shampoo, conditioner, and dead skin cells can build up. And it's just a big piece, so it collects a lot of that stuff. It was kind of hard, actually, for me to get a good picture that showed just how gross this was, but I tried my best. But take my word for it when I say it was pretty gnarly. So I popped in the ultrasonic. Here we go, round 1. Oh my God, the cloud of stuff coming off my conch plug here. Ooh. So to start, I put in the ultrasonic on its shortest cycle, just filled with some water, following the manufacturer's instructions. And here's how it looked when it came out. It was definitely a little cleaner, but it is still like, it's still pretty gross, honestly. But this was the lowest setting, so I went ahead and put it back in on the highest setting for the longest amount of time. And after a second go in the ultrasonic, here's how it came out. So it's better, for sure, it's better, but it's still not great. We can see there's still debris behind the front flare. There's still like debris built up in those crown settings. Still not great. And at this point, I can definitely tell just from like the sound that this machine is making and the way it looks while it's running, it is like nowhere near the strength of the ultrasonics that we use in the studio. Like if this were the one that we have at work, this piece would probably already be pretty damn clean. But it's an at-home ultrasonic, it's weaker. I'm gonna give it another shot. So I went ahead and put it in again for a third cycle, longest time, highest strength. I didn't get a video of what it looked like when I pulled it out after that one, but it was, again, like better but not great. So I went ahead and put it in for a fourth round, same thing, high strength, longest cycle, and here is how it came out after 4 rounds in the ultrasonic. Now that is looking pretty good. That's looking pretty clean, that's looking pretty sparkly, that's not looking bad. Now, even after 4 rounds, the inside channel of my plug still had some stuff in it that I had to get out with a little toothpick. To be fair, that area gets built up pretty bad since it's just like an eyelet on the back, but it got most everything out of those crown settings and it really brightened up the stone. Like I could tell that this really cleaned off the gunk and the debris that was behind it. It did take 4 rounds in it, and it is definitely a weaker machine than the like industrial strength ones, but all things considered, I am like pretty pleased with how clean it got this. So after this, my conch plug looks like really nice after this. So I decided I also wanted to do like a kind of like a more normal piece. I thought about taking out some of my small single prong set pieces in my ears, but all of them were like, it was really hard to see the difference in how clean they were on camera. So I decided to do my industrial bar because it's got a bunch of prong settings on it, and it was also really gross. So here's my industrial bar, fresh out of my ear. Again, folks, I've been camping in the woods and like traveling and super busy, so do not judge how crusty and dusty this barbell is looking right now. You know, it happens. We get busy. We're out in the woods. It is what it is. I did it for y'all. I did it so this video would be good and we've had some good dirty stuff to clean, okay? So here we are, first round in the ultrasonic with this. For the industrial, I just went straight to like longest setting, highest strength. So here that is, once again, the clouds of stuff coming off of this barbell. I mean, I knew it was gross, but damn, this ultrasonic really like called me out and said, "You are disgusting, Lynn. What is wrong with you?" So here it is after round 1. Definitely better, but again, still not great. If we look closely at like around that trinity and around where the prong settings connect to the post, it's still kind of gunky. I ended up putting it through for 2 more full cycles for the longest time. And here's how it came out after all 3 cycles. It is looking like significantly better than before. I was really impressed with this. And then after like struggling for 10 minutes to put my own industrial bar back into my bathroom, side note, I'm like so impressed by every client who changes their own jewelry in and out at home. That shit is so hard. I was literally like fighting for my life trying to get my industrial screwed back in. It is so much easier to do it on someone else. Oh my God. Here's a quick shot of my ear with my industrial, my conch pieces cleaned. They are looking great in this photo. They look so bright and shiny. I like couldn't get a good video clip that captured it, but they definitely looked like so much nicer after I cleaned them like this. Now my usual method of cleaning my ear stuff and my facial jewelry is a water pick. I take a cordless water pick usually into the shower with me, and I just kind of plug the hole in my ear so I don't get water down my ear and water pick my ears. And that definitely does like a really solid job. It's not perfect because I can't like, I'm not taking the pieces out. I can't really see what I'm doing. And you do have to keep refilling the water pick, like it runs out of water pretty quickly, but it's quick, it's easy. I can do it in the shower. It's very hassle-free. That's usually my preference. This, I was honestly pleasantly surprised. After the first round with both pieces that I ultrasonicked, I was not super impressed, but once I let them run for like a while, they definitely got cleaner than I thought the ultrasonic was gonna get it. It is a little bit of a hassle, I feel like, to have to like take your pieces out and ultrasonic them and put them back in. I do like that I can just do the water pick in the shower very quickly, but I do feel like this got them more thoroughly clean than just water picking in the shower would. So I feel like I will probably use this like every now and again when I want to really deep clean my pieces, but in the meantime, I would maintain them by water picking in the shower. I do think because this is a weaker ultrasonic, you're probably gonna have to run your pieces through like multiple cycles to really get them as clean as you might want them to be. So be prepared to like set it and run it and then come back and run it again and then come back and run it again and do that a few times for different pieces that you're running if you wanna get them really clean. That also might just be because my pieces were like incredibly dirty that they needed a few cycles. If you are not fresh out of like a month camping and traveling, maybe it'll clean your pieces a little bit faster. But overall, I'm like pretty impressed with how clean this got my stuff. This little thing retails for like $25 to $30 depending on where you find it. Right now it's listed on Amazon for $39.99. And for 30 bucks, if you feel comfortable taking your own jewelry in and out on your own and you have well-healed piercings where it's not going to be an issue for you to take your stuff out and leave it out for a little bit, I think this is a great investment for keeping your stuff clean at home and brightening up your jewelry. I could see this working really great, especially for like facial piercings and folks who wear a lot of makeup and their like prong sets and gem settings are getting just kind of dingy over time from getting like foundation and concealer and product in them. Also for folks like me who have skin conditions or just prone to dry skin, or if you use a lot of product in your hair on your skin that gets in your jewelry, this would work really great for getting it clean. Now, if you are interested in purchasing something like this for yourself at home, please make sure you're being careful when you ultrasonic your jewelry. In this video, you'll notice that I ran those two pieces separately. If you did decide you want to run multiple pieces at a time, I would get a packet of cheap tea strainers off of Amazon and put one piece of jewelry in each strainer, just so that way you're not running them all together and they're rubbing against each other in the ultrasonic, which could potentially scratch your jewelry or scratch your stones. You just want to be really careful and really safe, or you can run pieces one at a time. That's kind of annoying, so if you don't want to do that, just get some form of container where you can keep them separate in the ultrasonic, but they can all still run and get clean at once. But I really like this. I liked it more than I thought I would for the price. I still will probably be using my water pick more often just for like maintenance in the shower, but especially like whenever I change my jewelry sets over, I could definitely see myself using this to deep clean the pieces that I'm taking out or the pieces that I'm swapping in, and I could see it being great for a lot of different folks at home. So if you're looking for a relatively affordable way to keep your body jewelry looking super bright and shiny at home and you're comfy taking your own stuff in and out, I think this little home ultrasonic is a great idea. All right, folks, thanks so much for hanging out and chatting. I can't wait to talk with y'all again and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.